Hello, everyone. Welcome to Level Podcast, episode 135. Tonight, I have Ekun finally making his debut
There
on
we
on the
go.
podcast. And if you want to tell people where they can find you, what you do, and
Well, I am Kamikaze Ikun. I do a lot of different kinds of things like live streaming lately, but I also do collection videos, unboxing videos, and I do like game collection videos as well.
all right. And then Wubs, you're back, of course, which is great to have you. It's been a while.
Right? Glad to be here.
All right. If you wanted to plug your channel, talk about
Right.
anything you've got planned coming out, or
Yeah,
what people can
I
look at.
my channel has been on a hiatus for quite a while here, just with other commitments I've had. But yeah, you can check me out at underscore my top five on YouTube. I make top five videos about people's five favorite things, video games, movies, music, all those things that we love. And yeah, I will have a video coming out hopefully early next year where I interview our friend Omega Ace about his five favorite video games. But
Awesome.
in the meantime, the latest video I have up there is with our mutual friend Ty Lord, where we reviewed the James Bond First Light gameplay video. And like it was a totally real-time review, so we play the whole video and give our feedback in real time. So if anybody's interested, you can check that out. And in addition to that, I do a James Bond film review series with Ty Lord over on his channel, which you can also check out if you're so inclined. And we
Awesome.
had you on there, Vince, for the
Yes, we
last
did.
couple videos. That was a lot of
Two
fun.
yeah, GoldenEye and my favorite James Bond movie, which was License to Kill.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'm looking for Tomorrow Never Dies. So,
Me too.
alrighty. So tonight is kind of an impromptu episode. We were going to be doing something else, but we will do that another time. But tonight we're going to be talking about the current state of video games. We may get into our thoughts on the nominees for the Video Game Awards, as well as our thoughts on the Steam machine, or AKA the Steam Cube or Steam Box, maybe the Game Steam. I don't know who we can come up with weird names for this console, but so
Nintendo
get
hasn't told us which ones are allowed yet.
correct. Hey, and I heard the rumors that possibly Half-Life 3 could be a launch title. No,
Oh
that was
yeah,
I'm hoping that rumor is correct. That'd be amazing.
that would be unbelievable if that's
Yeah.
correct. We're gonna get Half-Life 3 before we get GTA 6.
Right? Dude, that would be so awesome. All right. So, guys, let's talk about the current state of things. Things moving more digital than physical. Even just buying physical has been increasingly difficult because you can hardly find it in stores anymore. Some of them are exclusive to certain stores or limited run because they're doing their own production. You got other companies that are doing strictly limited. I think there's another one that's Retroware or something. I don't remember the name of it, but they do limited releases of physical games. But then on top of that, you have Nintendo with the Switch 2, have the game key cards. Um, Technically, a lot of physical games don't even have their physical full game on the console or on the game, so you still have to download things. But where do we want to go with this?
I mean, I think there's a lot of in what you just said right there that we could
Right.
certainly dive into. I mean, you know that when the Switch 2 came out, I kind of boycotted it myself just because I was really, as a gamer, it did offend me, this key card thing.
Hmm.
I thought it was just a really big kind of scam, frankly. Like, if you want to go digital, just say it's digital, right? Like, just do it as a digital thing. If you want to go physical, for the love of God, put the whole game on your physical media that does not require an internet connection just to be playable. Like, that's sort of like where I would stand on that. So, what do you think, Ikun?
Well, honestly, I've always been a physical guy.
Hmm.
My big thing is that, if I can't see it, if it's not tangible, it doesn't, it's not something in my collection,
Sure.
you know. I mean, yeah, I do have like a Switch filled with downloadable games. I've got my PS4, I've got a bunch of games I've downloaded off of there too. But my biggest worry is, when will this stuff expire? Because
Right.
it's going to happen, no
Hmm.
matter no matter what these companies tell us. Eventually, our games will not be available for us to play.
Yep. That's a very real concern. And I think we've noticed it already with some of like the PS3 360 generation, when the 360 store shut down.
Correct.
But now what's kind of interesting is the game community, at least in part, is has picked up the slack on that. And you can play certain online games through community-run servers
Correct.
from that era, which I think is kind of awesome. Actually, I'm glad there's so much passion in the community to make that available for everybody. I don't know
Well,
what the legality is of that. I don't know how, if companies have a big problem with it or not. It could be potentially shut down in the future. But if they don't care, it's like, hey, this is great for preservation.
and I think if you have the game physically, it shouldn't bother anybody,
Right,
honestly. Because I mean, the only way like you can play certain games would be through some kind of weird server through emulation. You think of Resident Evil Outbreak 1 and 2 and how the fact that they were only online. I mean, you can kind of play them single player, but it's not a great experience.
right,
And you can run that stuff through DuckStation and be able to have, connectivity between you and your friend playing together online, and it's pretty awesome. Um, but there was other games that released that were physical on the 360, like the
hmm
Shadowrun game that was a first-person shooter that only you could play online, and after that, it was you just couldn't play it. Once they took the servers off, they were gone. And that's not even on Microsoft's end, that's more on the developer side.
right. And it's
But
harder for them because they don't have Microsoft or Sony's money
correct.
to, just keep things going and support those servers indefinitely. But on the flip side, I kind of feel like even for a lot of those legacy titles, I think that if they made it an option, right, where it's like, okay, we're going to continue to support this game, we're going to have like one or two assets that maintain the game, like programmers, a security guy, whatever, networking, you know, but to do that, we're going to charge you like $5 or $10 a month if it's like an online, service type game. And then the community can kind of decide, like, okay, yeah, if there's enough interest here we can hire somebody to do this, or we can dedicate an asset to maintain this, right? Like I feel like that would be such a reasonable solution for this problem, potentially.
So on a similar token, right? Steam has been around since what, 2002, 3, 4. I can't remember exactly when Half-Life 2 came out, but it launched at the same time. Um, and we've had the shift to completely digital downloads for PC gaming since.
Sure.
And I know that like people complain and I get it, right? Having physical media is important. But like the PC market has been digital for the longest time. But at least with Steam, because they have the money, they have the requirements needed to house a server for all these games indefinitely. So they're not going to go
Hmm.
anywhere.
Yep.
Unless the company just goes bankrupt, it's completely backed up from everything. And I think that's the problem is that we have the fear that Sony and Nintendo and Microsoft just doesn't have the capital or the foresight to do something like this because that's not their bread and butter. They got to make consoles and then they got to sell
Mm.
accessories besides the games, and they only get a certain percentage of those games that are released. So, in that token, what do you think about that as far as like if console gaming was on that same level with what Steam's doing?
Mhm.
would it be more feasible for you guys to adopt and want to, take part in that?
I mean, for me personally, definitely, right? Like I because I am very concerned with preservation and when I'm going to lose access to things. And also I really hate the idea of spending a monthly fee to access online services if it means that I'm not always going to have access to my own library of games at some point, right? Or if it's a third party thing and they go under or a license changes or something and all of a sudden we can't play Friday the 13th anymore, like some because of a bunch of legal stuff, um, I don't want to be paying, for that. Uh, and at least with Steam, I don't have to worry about paying for online play. This is what I still think the PS3 has a huge advantage here too, because it's still free to play online with
Hmm.
the games that are still supported there. And there's quite a few of them that are still you can start it up today and get online and play just like it's 2010. If you got a working console. But I don't know, does that answer your question?
Yeah, well, I'd like to see what Iku says.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I was gonna mention too, like I really do like the fact that like even companies like Nintendo now with like Nintendo Switch Online, how they have like some of the Nintendo library, some of the Super Nintendo library going all the way up to GameCube. Granted, it's not a huge lineup of games, but
Hmm.
I feel like it is kind of going in the right direction of where we wanted to go with a lot of these emulators and a lot of these games that quite frankly are not really that easy to access or are that affordable nowadays. And what's great about Steam is the fact that, I mean, you've got all these games backed up. You know, um, every single title you could easily access and play free online at any given point. And I'm kind of surprised that, these other companies have not caught on to that yet.
Do you think it's the overhead? I mean, do you think like for Nintendo and Sony, it's just like, oh, they're just not, they look at what it would take to maintain all of that and they just think it's not worth it for their customer base?
It could be. Remember, we're looking at like Nintendo and Sony are Japanese companies, right? So it's a different mindset than, Gabe Newell who made Half-Life, that made Steam, Valve, and
Hmm.
everything. And that is, I believe, an American company, so it's Western versus Eastern mindset.
Right.
So even with them, they mass produce so many games, and like if you go there to Japan and you go to like the book offs or anything, like you can find old games all the time everywhere.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
versus like here, it's a different style culture where like maybe stuff didn't sell well in Indiana versus it did in Texas or so other places or some small towns. So there wouldn't be
Hmm.
an overabundance of games like you could find in Japan
Oh,
where
dude, if I had to find like any given Super Nintendo game right now, like
Mhm.
there's no way I could find it in my local community. Like I'd have to drive at least 60 miles minimum to like just even have a shot at trying to find some of that older stuff physically, versus ordering it online. I didn't mean to interrupt you, but that's just,
No,
yeah,
no.
you hit a good point there.
Well, and that's where like, emulation is one of those things that I'm okay with, right? If I have the money, I can go buy a game. But like if I
Right.
want to play something and I don't have the money for it, I can emulate it, right? Or I can find other alternatives to do it. With some people within our community, they frown upon that, but it's like, look, not everybody makes the amount of money to be able to buy everything they want at any
Right.
given time. And plus, you may not even have that stuff available to you.
Hmm.
I know with like PMark, he's had problems with stuff being shipped to his house and it gets stolen.
Right.
And, so like that may not even be an option for him or someone like him who wants to buy something through eBay or Amazon because they have to worry about
Hmm.
porch pirates
Yep.
coming to steal. Or their stuff gets dumped in a ravine, like, with that whole FedEx thing where all those
Right.
packages were, dumped out
Yep.
somewhere. And so
Oh, and that's
there's
assuming that you don't even get it. If you're doing
Correct.
eBay, I mean, it's always buyer beware, right? Like you never know if you're gonna really get what's been advertised. I just ordered a couple of vinyl a few weeks ago, and one of them, both sold as new. One of them was scratched to hell. Like
Hmm.
I was afraid to put it on my turntable because of how scratched up it was, and I'm still trying to get my money back for that right now. So it's a risk.
It is.
The
There's a
same thing.
lot. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was gonna say same thing happened to my copy of Twisted Metal, so I'm
Hmm.
with you there and buying anything off of eBay.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, you're lucky, right? You got to look at their seller review. You got to look at like the pictures and hope that they're the pictures that they're advertising the right product, and then you get it, and it's like, holy crap, this everything looks great on this except for the cart or the disc. It's all
Yeah.
scratched or dirty. It's like
Right.
they buried it in the backyard to save it, and it's like, oh, someone bought it. I got to dig it up real quick, and then they don't even have time to clean it. They just shove it in the box and they go and they ship it off.
Right.
Or, sometimes you get people that ship things in like small paper mailer bags or the
Hmm.
softer vinyl plastic bags. And it's like, then you get a item that's crushed.
Hmm.
Or,
It's like
if
you have
you're
way more faith in the U.S. Postal Service than I do, my
right.
friend.
Or think about it like, being toy collectors, how many times we order something from Amazon or from like Walmart or someplace, and you just get the box that like the figures in with the big giant sticker for mailing to your address on it. It's like, wow, I actually wanted to keep this in the box, but now I can't because it's like it's permanently covering the plastic where the character's at, or whatever.
Mm. Hmm.
Did you ever
Um,
get one of those packages where the card was folded in half?
yes. Oh my gosh, yes.
Oh,
This is
that's
the
the
worst.
worst feeling.
It
That
is.
must have been so painful.
Oh, I've
My
had it
God,
happen.
I had that happen to two Scareglow figures. So
Mm.
Yeah, the Iron Man for the Secret Wars, the one that they did, well, just recently and stuff, it was crushed. And it wasn't nicely,
Mm.
it was the box is great, but the figure was crushed inside. And it's like, what did
Uh,
they do? Did they like go, I'm just grabbing whatever's here and they threw it in the box, they played basketball with it and then boxed it up again and then shipped it to me? What the hell? I mean, people are going to return this crap unless,
hmm.
oh, we only have one. So well, I'd rather have this figure then. But I don't know. There's a lot going on because I mean the price of games has gone up quite a bit, and whether that be the greediness of a company knowing what a person or its consumer base can afford, or it's the tariffs, shipping, the manufacturing costs. We just come off of, we're what's 3 years, 4 years removed from COVID. And how that manufacturing shortages and things like that was a hindrance on purchasing items. And now, so we're starting to see maybe the ramifications of that.
But then
Outs
here's the issue with that though. Fair enough if it's like imports and physical things. Why does a digital game cost $80?
Good point.
You
Good
know,
point.
there's no tariff on that. So,
Well, technically, that was the whole thing, right? Whenever you were buying a physical game, the price that goes into that is like part of the advertising for getting the product out there, the manufacturing, the processing the box, processing the disc or cartridge, the papers, printed the papers out, putting the plastic wrap, the shipping materials, shipping it to a place, all is a small factor. So like you think about taking all of that out of there, just putting a game on a digital marketplace for people to purchase, it'd be much cheaper. The profits are higher than if you were to buy a physical or if a physical game was sold for a company.
right.
So like they're making like almost 100% of the profit off of the game digitally than they are physically.
They want digital sales.
Hmm.
That's where they're gonna get the most, ROI for sure.
Yeah.
To just not having to handle or ship things. Um, so anyway, this is my problem though with like digital games costing as much as physical games. And I know that all these different uh, storefronts have sales, and sometimes you can get stuff a lot cheaper. But it really kind of just depends on what it is you're looking for. Sometimes you can't, or sometimes the price of stuff just stays up longer than, it seems reasonable to do so.
Hmm.
Some old games like this don't really go down in price, but so much. I mean, I'm looking at you, Nintendo. It doesn't matter how old the game is, that's not going to affect its price at all.
No, Mario
Yeah.
Odyssey that's been out for what?
Almost 10 years.
Yeah, it is still 69.99 or 59.99.
Yep.
Um, and then same thing with Zelda. They just repackaged Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild with the
Hmm.
enhancements, and it's like $80.
Yep.
And which is it's a great game, it's worth playing, but is it worth having to pay that extra $10 to $15 for when you could probably
Hmm.
go get the previous gen version?
Right.
And if you really wanted to push people in a direction to make it to where they go full digital, you make the games cheaper.
Yep.
Because it's like going and like I have a Voodoo account or Fandango at home now. It's called and like I will go when they have their weekly sales or their holiday sales or Black Friday sales, and I'll pick up 10, 15 movies at $5 a piece. And
Hmm.
it's like that versus going and trying to do the same thing physically, and they're 10 to 15 or 20 or even $30 a piece. And it's like, yeah,
Yeah.
I have it physically, but it's like the convenience of being able just to have it digitally. I can watch it anywhere. I don't have to lug this around, and I know it's going to be there. Because like Fandango's not going to go anywhere.
Hmm.
The only thing, the worst case scenario is like, hey, they lose the license to have this on their site, so then I don't have my access to it, which we haven't had that happen here in the States, but I know foreign countries have.
Oh, that's interesting.
You know what's
So,
funny about Voodoo though too is they actually do have a 1-800 number where like say something gets removed or like in my case for example I bought part of the Mike Judge collection of Beavis and Butthead and I was buying single episodes and one of the episodes was not there and they refunded me the entire price and let me keep the movie. So I don't know if that applies to movies they remove or lose a license to, but that's just something to keep in mind in case something does happen. Like they, are very good about customer support.
I've
yeah.
heard that same thing about Steam. Steam is apparently like made the claim anyway. Oh yeah, if we ever go out of business, you'll still have access to be able to download all the games you bought. I don't know if that's true or not. That's just what I've heard. I hope it's true. I hope they never go out of business.
I don't either.
Hopefully we never have to find out. But I have more confidence in, like, say, my Steam library having access to that probably than any other digital format other than GOG.
Oh yeah, GOG is so
Um,
good.
yeah, but that's just my opinion, and I could be wrong.
So, which moves us into the fact that Valve is releasing a Steam box. It
Oh yeah.
looks like a GameCube. I haven't looked at the specs. I can look that up here in a moment. I know
Th-
that the speculated price for it is about $900, which is I'm
mm,
okay with considering it's a PC.
hmm.
And if it like right out of the box, I already have like my whole entire Steam library that I can play off this thing. I'm completely sold. Um, to have a dedicated box that I can play my PC games on that I don't have to play on my main PC that I use for editing and art and other things like that. It's kind of a win-win for me. But I don't know how other people may feel about it. I don't know like what the UI is going to look like because I haven't really looked into it. I've only heard about the announcement. I've seen the device.
Hmm.
I'd like to see more hands-on on what it's going to look like. I've seen what the controllers look like, but I don't know. What's you guys take on it and your thoughts?
Is it gonna run Steam OS?
I think it will. Let me look that up while you guys are.
Because I heard about the specs. Not I didn't look at it in great detail, but I asked AI about it, like, hey, how does this compare to a PS5? And it said like, well, it's not as powerful graphically as a PS5. However, it can still play basically the grand majority of like all games, on Steam. Like there won't be very much stuff it can't play,
Hmm.
that would require like the bleeding edge hardware wise. So, and obviously like because it's a PC, you can configure it, on a per game basis to, have the settings that you want to, make the most out of your hardware. So it's got that going for it versus a conventional console. As far as the price goes, I had actually heard some people threw out like 450. So it's interesting. You heard 900. I don't know, and
Yeah,
I
I
have no
don't.
idea if this is accurate or not. It could be totally wrong.
I could be
So
totally wrong about that too. I've only heard it through one channel and I wasn't sure. So I was like, because I was talking to my buddy about it, and I feel like if the specs were right, and I mean like the specs are like, a good processor, great graphics card, you're looking at maybe a 4 TB hard drive. I'd pay 1,200 bucks for it.
yeah. My Alexa said earlier that I was well, it said I asked it about the, how does it compare to the PS5, and it told me that it was, kind of it's not as good but close. And then it said that it it could be, well, just customized because it's a PC in so many different ways. Like that's the big edge it has over the regular consoles, of course. And it got me thinking like because it said that and then it said like, oh, it's targeting 4K 60 hertz with FSR. And I thought that's pretty great. If it could actually pull that off with the majority of games on Steam playing in your living room on your TV. That's not bad.
Hmm.
If they can make it, price competitive, I think is the big question, right? Because if it can be like competitive price wise with a console, or like let's say even just with a PS5 Pro, kind of in that range, I feel like they would probably do really well in sales.
Well, here's the thing I was thinking about with that console too. Now, does it use the same interface as the Steam Deck, or is it like an entirely new thing?
Well, that's what I was asking Vince about there, if it
Yeah, I
was going to
don't
use
know.
the same OS, the Steam OS.
So let me see what this, because I got the specs up here, but let me see what it says for what kind of OS is it going to run. Because it'd be
I'm
nice if
pretty
you
sure
could
it's
like
Linux
run.
based.
Yeah, I would say if it was Linux based or you have the option to run Windows or something else.
Well, you do have the option to run Windows, I'm pretty sure, but I'm pretty sure it
Uh,
comes with a Linux-based OS.
so let's see.
And the fact that you can run Windows is kind of what makes it so dangerous for Nintendo.
Yes. So Steam Machine runs on a Steam OS 3.x is a Linux-based operating system built on the Arch Linux, which is different from earlier versions based off the Debian.
hmm Debian.
Debian. Yeah, there you go. Debian. And then the new version is designed with a rolling release model similar to the Steam Deck.
Hmm.
Allows for easier and more frequent updates while original Steam machine ship with older versions. Newer versions will ship with a current version of the Steam OS.
hmm
Okay. As far as are concerned, you're looking at a semi-custom AMD Zen 4 6C 12T, um, which is up to 4.8 gigahertz. And then you got the GPU, which is AMD, another AMD processor. You got 16 gigs of RAM, DDR5 upgradables, which is nice. Storage is anywhere between 512 gigabytes and 2 terabytes.
hmm
And it includes a micro SD slot.
Vince, can you search and just see like can you find like what's the equivalent NVIDIA GPU? for the Steam machine,
Yeah, give me a
just to
second.
give us like some perspective.
All right, so a Radeon RX 7600M mobile GPU.
Okay.
It also compares to the standard desktop Radeon RX 7600.
Okay. RX 7600. I have to put it in NVIDIA to like kind of get an idea of how good that is.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh the closest equivalent is the RTX 4060. Both are designed for 1080p gaming, 8 gigs of DDR6 VRAM. Yeah. And are similarly placed. The 4060 generally has better performance in ray tracing and uses upscaling tech like DLSS more efficiently. Um, but that gives you kind of a general idea. This thing's going to be comparable to the RX 7600 RTX 4060, depending on if you're into AMD or NVIDIA.
Hmm.
So, I mean, that's not bad, really. Again, I think it all kind of hinges on the price. Because can they make it low enough to get console players
To make the
to
jump.
make the jump? You know,
Yeah.
that's the big thing. You know, and the other issue is like for somebody like me, I have a PC I built. I have a ROG Ally already. Like, I don't need this device, you know, but it's like it would be cool to have, and I would definitely buy one if the price is right, just to, you know, be able to have it in my living room. You know, that
Oh
would be
yeah.
awesome. But I'm not gonna go out there and buy like drop a grand on it when I could build a new computer for a grand, you know, that would outperform that, you know. So,
Hmm.
um but I realize that's not everybody's situation. And they're targeting people who aren't going to do builds for the most part. They want to, this is should be a console killer, right? It should be like what they're trying to do here.
I mean, it should be. I mean, it will definitely knock out Xbox, which has already knocked themselves out. But I mean,
Right?
it should take that spot. And then you think about it too, you're only really going to be selling peripherals with this thing. You'll be
Yep.
selling consoles, controllers, and technically since it's USB 3A, which is the standard, USB
Hmm.
port, you could plug anything into this.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um,
Run your printer on
so
it.
the only thing it doesn't have any kind of audio out.
Hmm.
DisplayPort, HDMI, AC power converter, Ethernet has four USB ports,
Hmm.
one micro SD, and then a USB-C port as far as the ports on the system
I
itself.
mean, I think that's good. I don't think that's, you know, too
Mm.
limited at all for it. It's at least not for its intended purpose. I mean,
Well,
you could run four wired controllers off of that then, if you wanted
correct.
to do like local four-player games,
Hmm. I mean, considering versus buying a Pi and being able to just put all your retro game stuff on there, this would be a great
right?
machine for just alone more modern consoles and or modern gaming, as well as the more nuanced stuff that you're going to use mouse and keyboard for. Like,
Yep. I mean, think about it. If you bought this, like if you didn't have like all the stuff I just listed off, like I didn't have like all these
mhm.
other things already, you could just buy this one thing and like get the free Epic games every week and just play Epic on, you know, a Windows your Windows installation on this device and then, you know, just pick up Steam games when you want to,
Yep.
you know.
Until Steam sale, and
Yeah,
you're
wait
good.
for the Steam sale like twice a year and just, you know, buy whatever you want that you can afford or whatever. Like I think that's a really great way to go if again you don't if you don't have like a bunch of redundant tech already.
Well, here's the thing too: is how many people actually have a Steam account? There's probably millions of people that have
Oh
at
yeah.
least, you know. at least have the Steam account itself and a couple of games.
Sure.
Yep.
So I mean, you're buying this console, and here's the thing: is right out the gate, you're going to be able to play something on it without having to spend an extra what 70-80 dollars on one game.
Mm-hmm.
So
Hmm.
I mean that
Yep.
too is also like I feel like a big sell for that console is that hey, if you have a Steam account already, you can play all that stuff here on your 60, 70-inch television.
And think about also the number of people, like you said, just that have a Steam account, but they haven't played the games they have on modern hardware.
Hmm.
So like they would have the opportunity if they bought this device, like, okay, now I can play this upscaled to 4K at, 60 FPS, or at least that's allegedly what they're targeting. That's like you said, no extra expense beyond buying the device. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so someone on Reddit is saying that, well, first off, Valve stated that the machine pricing will be more in line with current PCs. So that's why I'm thinking 1,200 bucks, 9 to 1,200
Mhm.
bucks.
Right.
Somebody else said on Reddit that the Steam price machine will not be subsidized, but it's going to be closer to 8 to 900, the person thinks. So, I mean, which is kind of in line with what I think because you're getting a PC experience
Hmm.
on a console device, but it's going to be really more of a PC than anything. But I like the idea of this because, this could be one of those things where it's like a small form factor PC that people can take to their school and college and be able to run whatever software they need to plus play games on it.
Yep.
So,
They don't have to unlock it because it comes unlocked. They don't have to jailbreak it.
right. Especially it being Linux and it's something else where people can go in and I mean, I don't know if Valve will go and make it to where, hey, you try to hack our system, we're gonna brick your console. I don't think they'll do that. I
Yeah,
re I
that
really don't.
doesn't. Yeah, I don't think that would
Because
happen.
they never did that with like the Steam Deck at all
No, I
that I
mean the
heard
the
of.
the whole point of the device is that it's a full, kind of computer you can do whatever you want with. So it would be really counterproductive of them to try to like, sort of police what you can and can't do with the device, like the console manufacturers do.
And I feel like so for us for those of us that were PC gamers as well, besides console gamers,
Hmm.
we kind of are expected that hey, it's a PC, it's going to do more. So we're a little bit more willing to pay a little bit more of a price for this console versus like Sony who's pushing a 10-year-old hardware for the PlayStation 5 at almost $700,
Right.
So I do think it's a little funny that there's some people that are complaining about the price, and it's like, uh, price is always going to be high regardless. You know, if this machine works and it's worth the price, I don't have a problem with it. That's just my honest opinion on it.
Yeah.
And I'll save my money, get it, and enjoy it, and do whatever. But I think we're moving to that point with gaming that technically everything is going to go the way of the PC.
Hmm.
I don't know how since they've announced the PS6, or at least rumors of that, or they announced that they're going to be working on the PS6. We know that Microsoft's out of the game, and they still may do the whole thing that everything is a Microsoft, an Xbox. So,
Hmm.
or all their games are just going to go between Nintendo, Sony, and Valve.
I think
But
that's their plan. I think their plan is to just become more of a software access point, with Game Pass. Because think about it, if suddenly you could buy Game Pass on your Nintendo or your PlayStation, a lot of people are gonna do that. Like they're gonna buy it if they just have the option to do so, right? And we know a lot of PC players use PC Game Pass as well, so that's the PC market's obviously already open to Xbox.
mhm.
And it just seems like the obvious play if you're not going to make your own like console to try to compete with the big console players. Like, yeah,
Right.
why wouldn't you just sell a service? And you know, I, that's why like even from the beginning of Game Pass, I was kind of an early adopter because I thought it was such a cool idea. And back when it started, it was so cheap. It was like unbelievable. Like
10
once you,
bucks, man. 10
yeah.
bucks, dude. And then
Um,
they when they did the bundle it was only like $5 with everything else
mhm.
wrapped into it. So
And you could do the conversions from the Xbox Live into Game Pass. I mean, I bought several years of Game Pass for like, $100 at one point. It was so cheap, like when averaged out month to month, because they had that conversion deal they used to do. And now, I mean, obviously it's getting more expensive. I think isn't base like 20 now or something? I forget.
I think
It's gone
so.
up quite a bit
Yeah.
recently. But honestly, I think if I wasn't if I didn't still like physical games like Ikun does, like I like physical too. I like collecting physical. Um, Particularly when it's stuff that I know I just want to have it indefinitely forever. Like if it's just a game I know I want to play and like, but I don't, it's just more of a casual thing. I'll get it digitally if I find a good deal.
Hmm.
But, if I really want to collect it, I want it physically, obviously for the reasons we already went over. But um yeah, so I don't know. What do you guys think about that? The whole Game Pass thing. Where does that fit in for you guys?
I mean, for me personally, I mean, I have base Game Pass, and I absolutely love it.
Hmm.
But it's one of those things too where I mean, just the base Game Pass, you don't really get a whole lot with it nowadays. It's mostly just kind of like how Xbox Gold was, where you could actually go online and play your games.
Right.
Hmm.
And that's essentially where I use that service, is because there's really nothing on base Game Pass anymore that really makes it worth it other than that.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah. It's
And
sort of like the basic, like you get like 20 games or something. Is that what it is?
Yeah, I think it's like 50 games and half of them are free to play anyway.
yeah.
Okay.
So it's like, why
Yeah.
even add them in?
Right. I
And
gotcha.
the other thing too about it is that like Game Pass was a cool concept for kids going to college or people on a budget. They could pay this amount for a month and they'd get access to hundreds of games and they would play them. And then they didn't have to spend money to buy a new game every month or whatever.
Hmm.
And in the long run, it saved you money because if you think about it, you're paying $100 a month. That's 120 bucks. That's two games a year, right?
Yeah.
And you're getting access to tons more.
Hmm.
So it was one of those things I thought was really cool. But like for me, I just felt like I didn't play it enough because I had other games I was playing that I wanted to
Right.
play, or I
Hmm.
had played some of these. But it was cool when Microsoft decided to have some of their first party titles be accessible on day one for you just to play.
Hmm.
And but now to make it to where you have to pay that full 30 to be able to have full access to that, that's a bit much. I mean, $30 a
Hmm.
month is quite a chunk of change. And and I talk about the fact that like how like I don't mind the price of what's going on with the Steam machine, but like luckily this doesn't hinder the retro side of things, right? It doesn't affect
Mm-mm.
our current or old school games that we can get and pick up
This is the
and
greatest
play.
time in history to be like a retro game player, not physically but digitally. Sorry, Ikun. Like because just with the technology that we have, the availability of emulate, ROMs and emulation and everything, the upscaling ability, we can get higher res, more frames on all of these old games with relatively like very weak hardware. It's amazing. Like you can just get your phone out and you can run, anything up to PS2 better than it ever looked back in the day,
Oh yeah.
by far. If you take a little time to, play with the settings and stuff. Just that fact alone, to me, I feel like so spoiled as a person who appreciates the older games. It's awesome to have that option. I know a lot of people are into like original hardware and CRT TVs and all that. That's cool. I mean, if that's your thing, that's great. I mean, rock on. But frankly, I'll take you know Final Fantasy VII upscaled to, 1080 or 4K. If my little phone can do it, any day.
Well, and on top of that, like if you got to watch me and Andrew play through Resident Evil 3, he ran it through an upscaler.
Hmm.
And
Yep.
it was completely, he had it emulated and on his console, and he ran it through the upscaler. It looked like a brand new game. I mean, the textures and everything look great. They
It
look like a
makes,
brand new. It makes it pop.
right?
It makes it look like what it was in our mind
Yeah,
when we
yeah.
were kids.
Well, you know what it does for me is for the PlayStation 1 games, when I see them upscaled and the textures are so crisp and sharp and everything, it's like, okay, this is exactly what this would have looked like on a PC or a very high-end PC. Like if you could get a screen that could even show it that
Hmm.
kind of res. Obviously we couldn't, but it basically makes the PS1 games look more like they were made for PC, you know than I would have even thought possible, frankly. Like I had no idea PS1 games could look so crisp once they were upscaled until I started, kind of diving into that stuff.
Yeah, I was just pulling up the nominees and everything for 2025. Let me actually pull up the Game Awards. So the Game Awards are actually the 11th. I thought they were this Monday.
Oh, okay.
I'm so behind.
Well, it's too bad for whatever games are going to come out in those last 3 weeks of the year.
Yep, because
Guess they're
I
not
mean,
considered.
Metroid Prime 4 Beyond is
Yep,
literally on the 4th, and then like what, 6 days later?
right.
No,
And I've
seven
looked at
days
the
later.
nominees, it's not on there, so because how could it be? Nobody's played it. I don't know how that works. I'm assuming they must like consider the games from December the year before or something for the next year's games. They can't just not consider something like Metroid 4.
Yeah, because I don't even know if Metroid's even on the list, right? Because like
Hmm. I
the
don't think
the
it is. I haven't seen it.
the six games that are on the list for Game of the Year are Clair Obscura Expedition 33, which I hope wins. It needs to.
Hmm.
Um, Death Stranding 2, the beat on the beach was great. Donkey Kong Bonanza was fantastic, but I don't even know if it's even worthy of being Game of the Year though.
Hmm.
Compared to
Wow.
everything else on this list, like you got Hades 2, which looks like a great, hack and slash over
Hmm.
the top. I mean, if it was anything like the first one, and I haven't played it, it definitely deserves to be here. Same thing with Hollow Knight Silk Song. I still haven't played that one. I haven't even played the first Hollow Knight, which I have it, but I haven't played it.
It's really hard. At least it was for me.
And then
Yeah, I was not very good at that one.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, which I didn't play, and I didn't have any
Hmm.
interest to playing. But I'm trying to think of things that came out this year that would that deserve to be on the list. I mean, like Ninja Gaiden Ragebound was fantastic, but I don't know if it's like Game of the Year quality. 4 wasn't Game of the Year quality. Shinobi was really good.
I was
Um,
actually a little surprised Silent Hill 2 wasn't there.
or at Silent Hill F.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Silent Hill F was really good, but I think there was a lot of people that didn't like that game, whether it
Mm.
be the setting, the fact that it just didn't seem like it fit. But if like you play the game, I felt it was good. I felt it fit in
Hmm.
the universe, but it was definitely mechanically different. The combat style was very much like a Dark Souls game or Black
Hmm.
Myth Wukong, where you're having to have a stamina bar and you're having to
Right.
worry about durability with your weapons, and like it get really tough with your item management as far
So
as your healing items.
they took a pretty big risk then. That's a pretty big genre jump or
Yes, the
like
change, yeah.
mechanical jump to take for that series. That I could see how like Silent Hill fans would not like that.
But then again, there hasn't really been a good Silent Hill game for quite a while, other
While
than the remake of 2.
too, yep,
So,
Hmm.
I mean, they needed to
exactly.
do something.
Right.
But I am surprised like Split Fiction didn't get on there because Split
Oh
Fiction,
yeah.
I
Heard
had a
about that.
really good time playing with my buddy Gus, and the story was fun, it was entertaining, there was a lot of cool references. I think that would have been better choice for Game of the Year as far as being a nomination than Donkey Kong Bonanza. I think the
What?
fact that it's Donkey
Oh,
Kong
go ahead.
Bonanza is the only Nintendo game that's in the running that people are like, oh yeah, we gotta give it to Nintendo. It's like, yeah, but Metroid Prime 4 is like
Yeah,
literally
it's not out yet. Yeah,
and
it's
like
like
and
you gotta give it like another week before they need
right.
to delay the show at least a week so
Yeah,
people can
yeah.
play it, you know. The thing I was gonna say about Donkey Kong that I thought was so interesting, when I saw the list, I was like actually kind of surprised because I was like all the hype around Mario Kart World and they nominate Donkey Kong Bonanza and to be fair, I haven't played either of them, as you know, I don't have Switch 2. But I would have thought they would have gone with Mario Kart. So I wanted to ask you, does this mean that Mario Kart World was really just like kind of Mario Kart 8 plus plus, deluxe plus plus with like some open world elements, and it just didn't really work that well?
They try to do something new with this one where the hub world is actually you can drive around all the maps. Like it's
Hmm.
like, you're going cross country to New York to San Francisco and all that stuff, but in between
Okay.
you're going to these different maps.
Hmm.
I mean it had some cool things, but like we only really played it. Like I think I played it 5 times and I only got to play it
Wow.
once with my wife and son and my friend. And I'm like, part of it's because like, I don't have a whole lot of friends that have a Switch too, so it's hard to play this with other people.
Oh, I
And I
can't
think
imagine
that's
why.
right. I know, exactly right. But I think it I think somebody said it best is that it was kind of the worst launch title they could probably choose at this time
Hmm.
because
But
it wasn't a
because they
system.
or I'm sorry, because was that because of Mario Kart 8, you think? Like
No,
deluxe or
I,
whatever?
I
Like,
I think it was because it wasn't a system seller. I think
mm,
if they had either Donkey Kong Bonanza
hmm.
and Metroid Prime released at the same time at the launch of that system, more
Oh
people would have
yeah.
bought the console
Hmm.
than they did because when majority of your games are either rehashes from other consoles just ported over, which
Hmm.
doesn't make them worse than what they were on the other consoles, because
Sure.
like Yakuza 0 actually had a translated dialogue English for the
Hmm.
game. So like because if you played originally Zero, it was all in Japanese with the English subtitle. Now with that version with what they're releasing with like Kiwami 1 and 2,
Hmm.
they have an English translation pack in it. But it was only on the Switch too. And I was like, okay, this is cool because I can play this game and play it in English and
Yeah.
see what it's like with this doing this. But
Yeah, but Yakuza is definitely more of a niche
it
game,
is.
right? Like that's
Right. And same thing. Yeah.
yeah.
Cyberpunk. Cyberpunk
Hmm.
apparently is on the disc. It's not a GameCube card and it plays really well on the console,
Yeah.
but it's not a system seller because it's like a 2-year, 3-year-old game.
Hmm.
They didn't
Yeah.
have enough of those killer titles to like go, oh, hey, you need to get this system for.
I mean, Yakuza and Cyberpunk, I mean, a lot of those third party things, like most of the people that wanted to play those have already
I already
played
played
them.
them. Hmm.
They're not
Well,
going to
like,
buy brand new, expensive hardware to just play them again.
Correct.
Now I will concede the language pack thing being exclusive. I mean, that's very cool, particularly for somebody like me who's incredibly lazy.
Who doesn't want to
I like my
read?
Japanese content dubbed, anime, video games, whatever. Like that. That's how I want it. So I appreciate the fact that they did that, but yeah, I could see how that still wouldn't move units
No.
necessarily.
well, here's the thing: is like, what is the typical Nintendo launch? Usually, it's like Smash Brothers or Legend of Zelda or a new Mario game or
Yep.
something
So
along those lines. Not like, I mean, Mario Kart is a great game, but I feel like a lot of people too were kind of hoping like Mario Kart would get the Smash treatment, where it was like every course, every racer, every style,
Hmm.
and then we got this weird open world version of Mario Kart.
Yep.
so you're 100% right. But like I just want to like because look at this list though for the Nintendo Switch One, right? You had Breath of the Wild, you had Super Mario Man R. Hold on. There was I picked up like 5 games and they're not even listing them here on this stupid site. What was it? Between day one and June. So Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, which was technically Mario Kart 8 was originally on the what Wii U, I mean.
Yeah, yeah, originally on the Wii
Mhm.
U.
Um,
I mean, and so was Breath of the Wild, by the way. So, for Breath of the Wild, if you're buying that on Switch 2, it's like the second time it's been ported.
yeah, because you had 1-2 switch, which people did like that. I think people like more snipper clips better. But then you go and look at like Shovel Knight to both of those games. So some of this stuff is I'm gonna look at this is IGN and it's not giving me a good list. It goes back to IGN. Screw that. All right, whatever. Um, so I redact my comment. I just felt like there was more on the Switch 1 than there was for Switch 2. Yeah, we got a port of the upscaled version of Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, but it's like I've already played those games. I don't need to play through them again just because they look prettier.
Right.
Which is technically the same thing for Yakuza, even though it has a translation pack and Cyberpunk. Not that it looked better on the Switch 2, considering I think the PC version or the PS5 versions look better. But um no,
Not to
and that
not to mention PC.
yes. But like I'm trying to think of like I'm looking at the list of games, right, for that came out and at least the some that are listed here for 2025. Doom Dark Ages, I could see why that's not a game of the year contender.
Oh yeah.
Mafia, the Old Country, really fun. I need to finish it. Not the game of the year material. Assassin's Creed Shadows had too much nonsense going on behind the scenes,
Hmm.
and like I think I'm just done with Assassin's Creed. So I
You and the
definitely,
rest of the world.
I really liked because I loved Odyssey. I picked up Valhalla, didn't even play it.
You haven't played Valhalla?
Still on my shelf over there. I still haven't
Oh
played it.
man, dude, like you gotta play Valhalla, man. If you like just if you're like into God of War, I think Valhalla is kind of fun.
Okay. Um, Let me see. You had the Daemon Ex Machina, the sequel to that one. Metal Gear Solid Delta, which is just a remake,
Wait,
Arrowed.
is Delta already out?
Delta's already out. It came out in
Oh wow.
September or August. No,
Wow,
August 26th. Yeah.
I don't know how I missed that. Did you stream it?
No, I haven't streamed it yet. I have
Oh,
it. I
that's
got it for
why.
my birthday, but I haven't streamed it yet. Yeah, I'll
Vince,
stream it
I only know that games come out based on like
because
what
when
you're
I
playing.
play,
Like, it's like-
um, let's see, Blueprints, which was a pretty cool puzzle game that I watched Comic Man play.
Uh, yeah.
Borderlands 4, which
Eh.
I played 1 through 3 and I'm good. I didn't want to I didn't want
I enjoyed three like more than I think most people did, but I still found its story like just kind of annoying. Like the
it's not as good
characters
as the
and
first
stuff.
two.
Yeah, yeah. Two is like peak for me, but yeah.
Um
I'm still a fan of Tiny Tina's Wonderland, but
oh yeah,
I
yeah.
yeah, yeah. I haven't played that one yet. Did you think it was I mean, did you enjoy it as much as the others?
being that it was the first one that I ever played, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah, okay. Nice,
So
nice.
I didn't really jump in until that point.
Gotcha. So wait, so you haven't played two?
I've not yet. I've played one. I've not played two, and I've played some of three.
Okay, cool. Well, I highly recommend two as a big fan of the franchise.
Yeah, 2 is really good.
Nice.
Let me see. So Capcom Fighting Collection 2, which is just a rehash of all old games, so you can't really
Right.
count that.
Yep.
Clair Obscura 30, Expedition 33, Donkey Kong Country Returns, which is just a re-release or remaster. EA Sports College Football, Elden Ring, Night Rain, which is another DLC, so you can't really include that as a thing.
Uh-huh.
Fantasy Life I, Ghost of Yote,
Yeah.
Hell is Us, Kingdom Come, Deliverance 2.
How did Ghost of Yote do compared to Tsushima?
I
Do you
don't
know?
know. I don't
Like,
know.
okay.
I like I really enjoyed the first one, Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah.
I just haven't had an interest to play Ghost of Yote. Not for any other reason that I just haven't had time to even
Interesting.
think about it.
Okay.
Mario Kart World, Monster Hunter Wilds, which is just to let you guys know, but I know some people who listen to me like I don't care about the Monster Hunter series.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather them like burn it all to the ground and release some new Breath of Fire game.
Ooh, there you go.
That'd
That's
Yeah.
be fun.
If I can have whatever I want from Capcom, that's a
yeah,
good vote. Yeah.
yeah. South of Midnight I heard was pretty good. I don't know anything about it though. I remember looking at a trailer. Split Fiction, Tales of Grace F remaster.
Yeah, remaster.
Then you have the Elder Scrolls for Oblivion
Didn't
remaster.
they also released a bunch of Tales? Didn't they do several Tales of remasters this year?
Yep.
Or
The
I lost track because there was so
Tales
many of
of
them.
Xillia, the Tales of yes, Tales of
Mm-hmm.
Grace. I think there was one other one too. And they just announced the trailer for Tales of Basara,
Hmm.
which is one of the ones I hadn't played. I have on the PS4,
Yeah.
but it's like, well, if it's gonna get released on the PS5, I'll buy that too and just play that version.
Look, no, that's crazy. Look, I have Berseria on my PS4
Hmm.
and I played it on PS4 Pro. It looks gorgeous. It plays very well. You do not need to give whatever company it is. Who makes that? I forget.
Namco.
Namco does not deserve $80 to like HD upgrade a PS4 Pro game, okay? Like it's not worth it. Like the game is fine. Just play it as it is.
Let's see. Yeah, Battlefield 6, Civilization 7, which was that was one of the launch titles on the Switch too, but it was one of the ones that was on everything else.
Hmm.
Um, Little Nightmares 3, Pokemon Legends ZA, Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines 2.
Oh man, that bombed. I have a friend who's really into Bloodlines, and I was following that a little bit, and apparently it got just horrible reviews from the community.
Talking about Chrome.
No, oh, Chrome. I know. I didn't even know Chrome talked about it.
Yeah,
Did he?
Chrome's a fan of Bloodlines, but he the
Yeah.
first one, so
Okay.
he didn't say anything about that second one.
Right. Yeah.
Uh,
Which is sad because that community's been waiting, what, like almost 20 years for a sequel.
mhm.
So it's unfortunate it didn't do better.
Arc Riders, or I'm sorry, Arc Raiders, Mega Bonk, which is which is funny because Mega Bonk was I don't even know what the game is. I just know that the creator of this game decided because it was a new indie studio that he removed himself from whatever nominee he had because he had worked at another studio before. So he's technically not indie, even though he is an indie studio. It's
Okay.
just like convoluted weirdness. So let me see. Um, let's look at the nominees for stuff, view categories. All right. So there is, I get, best esports team, we don't care about.
Hmm.
I mean, if it's same thing with like what is it, best influencer? I
Right.
don't care about that. Unless it's like one of us, I don't care about it.
Right. Yeah, no, I don't either. No one cares. Who watches this anyway? I mean, that's kind of what I wonder. I mean, if we're talking about here, I've never watched the Game Awards. Do you guys watch it?
I do watch it.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because usually you get some of the trailers for new stuff coming out.
Oh, that's
Um,
why you watch it. That's a good reason.
that's the
Yeah.
only that's the only
Okay.
real reason, and then hoping that the one game I enjoyed for the year gets nominated for something.
Right. Right.
But apparently, Claire Obscure Expedition 33 is nominated for 10 awards. So
Wow.
I'm hoping it just completely wrecks shop and gets nominated all across the board.
Wouldn't it be funny if it won all of them and then everybody is like shenanigans?
Right. They're like, someone cheated.
It's either going to be like they win everything and people say shenanigans, or they win nothing and people say shenanigans.
So, all right, here's one of the categories. This is like one of the ones I think towards the end, and it's the most anticipated game award.
Okay.
So, first one is 007 First Light.
hmm
Second, Grand Theft Auto 6.
Releasing in 2030? Is that
Right, right, yeah, yeah. Marvel's Wolverine.
That one
Yeah,
actually looks really good.
yeah,
Yeah, it
that looks
does.
awesome.
Resident Evil Requiem,
Yeah, yeah.
and then
It's
The
good.
Witcher 4, which I'm not a fan of the Witcher series, so that
Mm,
is
hmm
but yeah, I don't know. I think out of this list, what I'm expecting for 2026, probably Requiem and in First Light, because I got this feeling that we're not going to get Grand Theft Auto 6 until but what would y'all's choice be for most anticipated game?
Hmm.
I don't know. What do you think, Ikun? Go ahead.
Honestly, I'm gonna go with Requiem. Honestly, like
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been disappointed by a Resident Evil game outside of six, but
hmm
that's a story for another day, obviously.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Um, I mean, for me, it's got to be First Light, right? I mean, it's not even close.
Yes.
Just because it's been how long? I always forget because it's been so long since we've had a Bond game. Has it been 15 years, Vince? I
Dude,
mean,
I have no clue. I'd have
it's
to look it up.
close. I mean, the last one was Legends on PS3 and
Was it
3.
Legends or was that
Yeah,
the because I don't know if it's
that was the last game.
I'm
And I'm
like
pretty sure that was like 2010 or 11, something like that.
yeah,
So,
because like the last two I remember were friggin' the GoldenEye remake and then the or remaster.
yep. I think it was right before that. Legends came out after that, I think. 'Cause I played the GoldenEye remake and I actually enjoyed it more than most people did, but I didn't like the fact that they replaced Brosnan with Daniel Craig
Hmm.
for the that really pissed me off. So anyway, but First Light looks pretty good. Obviously
This
it's
looks really
Hitman
good.
with a Bond skin, but that's fine with me. That's not a bad thing to base your game on, I'd
Hmm.
say. So that's cool. But I mean also like I agree with you, Ikun. I love the Resident Evil games, so I hope Requiem lives up to the name for sure as well. I mean it looks great.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm really hoping that the stuff with Leon being back and just being able to go through Raccoon City and possibly being a little bit more open world kind of
hmm
has my interest peaked. Let's see. They added a new category, I think, which was best adaptation this year.
Well, Vince, though, what's your most anticipated of that list?
Oh, honestly, that's why I said Resident Evil Requiem because it's
Oh,
like,
okay.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
cool.
Because like, I don't expect Grand Theft Auto. If I knew Grand Theft Auto was actually going to get released next year, then it would be Grand Theft Auto.
Right.
Because as good as six, I mean, five was, six is going to be even better. And I just, I want
I
to.
mean, that's assuming it exists.
Right, right, right.
It's-
It could be Red Dead Redemption 3 in disguise.
Right? Which honestly, like, this is gonna offend a lot of people. That would make me so happy. You have no idea. Like, I couldn't really care less about another Grand Theft Auto game, but you give me a new Red Dead, oh my God, I'm there day one.
I am
Like,
too. No, no. I honestly, if they either gave me a new LA Noir
oh yeah.
or Red Dead
hmm
Redemption 3, I am there.
Yep. Yep.
Honestly, I would love to see another Max Payne. I
Oh, me
think
too.
that would be amazing,
Oh my
Hmm.
God.
or even Bully.
Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
I never played Bully. I always wanted to. I mean, I obviously heard it's awesome. Yeah.
So they had the newest one was the best adaptation. So this is the best. a video game to film or TV show, and there is a Minecraft movie, which I actually enjoyed. It was fun, but it's a typical thing when you make a video game movie. We got to have it to where it's two different worlds.
Mm,
They can't just be in the world already. It's got to be like the real world and in the video game world.
okay.
Devil May Cry, the animated one, with Johnny Young Bosch for the voice of Dante. Splinter Cell, Death Watch, which is another Netflix TV series. Last of Us season two, and then Until Dawn. Honestly, I really love like Devil May Cry, but like I know it's not going to win.
Mm, I didn't see it.
Wait, Until Dawn was a TV series?
No, it's a movie.
Oh, no kidding.
I
Yeah.
didn't even
I
realize they did that. Yeah, I didn't hear
have to
about
go
that
look
either.
that up.
Um, Now I can't remember. Did Was Fallout on that list?
No.
Why
Holy,
wasn't Fallout on that list?
I don't know. That's a good. Hold on. Oh, because it came out last year.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna vote Fallout
Yeah, I'm
from
gonna vote
last year
Fallout because de
for
facto,
this
yeah.
year. Like,
Yes, yeah. That's a good answer there. Let's see. There's best multiplayer, there's best family, best fighting.
mm,
Let's do best RPG. You got Avowed, Clair Obscur, 33, Kingdom Come, Monster Hunter, and Outer Worlds 2. Got to give it to Expedition 33, but that's just me.
right, there were no other JRPG nominees this year.
No, I don't think so. That was it.
Didn't
Uh,
Starfield come out this year?
No,
Or was that
Starfield
last
was
year?
last
Starfield's
year
last year.
or the year before even. It's been a
And,
while.
and you can't include like what the Suikoden collection. You can't include this
Right.
Lunar collection because those are remasters.
Yeah, and all the Tales remastered. But I thought there was something else. There was no Final Fantasy this year, I guess.
Final Fantasy Tactics remaster.
Oh, true. Yeah. I didn't play it, but I'm sure it was
Oh, it's
great.
fantastic.
Um, but yeah, as far as like there must have been something that came out this year, like some major JRPG, you
Well,
know.
didn't Rune Factory 5 come out this year?
I think so. Well, I'm
I
looking
think
right
that
now.
was last
Thought
year.
that was it last year?
I only say that
Um,
because I've seen it for like $15. So I'm assuming it must be like at least over a year old.
yeah, Rune Factory Guardian of Azuma came out this year. Let's
I
see.
didn't hear anything about that. I don't,
But
maybe it
but
wasn't
then
very
again,
good.
that's such an obscure title too that it
Right.
might not have even hit their radar too.
We had the remastered, well, we had the HD re-releases of the Dragon Quest games this
Yes.
year.
Yeah, we got
Um,
one and two came
do you
out.
think that they're just not getting nominated because they're remakes?
I think so. But then again, I mean, yeah, I think so, honestly, because I was like, because you had the Xenoblade Chronicles X definitive edition come out.
Right.
Um, Phantom Brave: The Lost Hero.
Did we get a new Ys game this year?
No, we got it like I think right at Christmas. Ease. Oh, come on, was it? I finished it too.
Not, it was 9, right? Or 10? No, it's
No,
10.
we got Ease. What is it? Noctis.
Hmm.
So that was last year.
Right.
I streamed that one last year. That was Ease 10.
So
But
it's
we got to.
actually been a pretty sleepy year for new JRPGs then.
Mm-hmm. Because there was Ease. Come on, it's loading up right now.
Oh, what about Legend of Heroes Trails Through Daybreak 2? Or wait, did that not? Maybe that's older than I'm thinking. I thought there was a Legend of Heroes game that came out recently. Maybe it was a remake.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't see it.
Everybody listening is like, what the hell are these franchises? I've never heard of them.
Yeah,
It's
what
like
are they
two
talking
Shouting
about?
out
people that know what they
random
are.
Japanese RPGs.
Right?
Yeah, right. Best action adventure. We got Death Stranding 2, Ghost of Yotei, Hollow Knight Silk Song, Indiana Jones and the Golden Circle, and Split Fiction. The sad thing is that that game actually came out in 2004. Indiana Jones and the Golden Circle or Great Circle. Sorry, not
Oh,
Golden.
2024, you mean?
Yeah, 2024. It
Yeah.
wasn't this year. But the physical release for PS5 got released this year.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, that's right, because it was an exclusive on Xbox for a while.
hmm Best action game.
Oh, here you go. Octopath Traveler Zero.
Yes, but when did that
That's
release?
I don't know if it's even out yet. Is it even out? May not come out till it may be lost in December.
Yeah, let me go look at my Amazon account. Let's see when it's coming out because I haven't pre-ordered it at all, but wanted just to see. Amazon, Octopath Traveler Zero, December 4th. So it
And I
comes
can
out the same day. That's why it's not on there. It comes out the same day as Metroid Prime 4.
right, right. And like two people are gonna buy it because of that. So no, it probably won't be that bad. Octopath's pretty popular now.
Yeah.
But
Battlefield 6, Dark Ages, Hades 2, Ninja Gaiden 4, and Shinobi Art of Vengeance for best action game. I really, really love Ninja Gaiden 4, but I think that Ragebound was better,
hmm,
honestly.
okay.
Here we go. Best debut indie game.
D Debut is in like just the first in a series or
Their
something, or
it's indie company that their first indie game for their
oh, okay, okay.
yeah.
I got you. Is Claire Obscure? I don't know if that's their first game.
It is their first game. Yeah,
Obviously
it's on
they're gonna
there.
win that. So
Yeah. Blueprints, Obscura, Despelate, which I don't know anything about, and then Dispatch. I don't even know what that is either. Best community support, probably like MMO, Final Fantasy 14, Fortnite, Helldivers 2, No Man's Sky, and Baldur's Gate 3.
it amazes me how relevant No Man's Sky has managed to stay for
So
like 10 years. Like, it just keeps coming back.
we sit there and we have a friend that was all on that game and like it bombed and he was still like, man, this game is the greatest ever and blah blah blah. And it's like, dude, I don't have interest in playing this. Games for Impact.
Claire Obscure.
Nope, it's not even on there.
Really?
Yeah.
That's surprising. I mean, because like in a way it's such a big impact. Like it's
Yeah,
giving so
exactly.
many of us what we want, and it's like giving this huge middle finger to the AAA studios,
Here,
like
get get this description. It's for a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. That if
that's
there's
Claire Obscure.
that's Claire Obscura. I'm sorry. That
So what
lies
actually got nominated?
Consume Me, Despelate, uh Lost Records, no, I'm sorry, Lost Records, Bloom and Rage, South of Midnight, and Wonder Stop.
I haven't heard of any of those.
I think the thing is that they knew Clara had like already 10
Right?
nominations, and they're like, you know what? We can't give them 11.
I guess so. That's funny.
Uh, Innovation and accessibility. Let me see. Recognizing software and hardware that is pushing the medium forward, adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by even a wider audience. Yeah, I wouldn't put Clara here because there's moments when
Yeah.
you're having to parry and dodge that
Hmm.
uh, best performance.
Well, and to be fair, like th this is like the nerdy game awards in a way. Like a lot of people don't play RPGs at all, so they're not gonna everybody's heard of Call of Duty. No one's heard, like a lot of people don't know anything about Final Fantasy or you know other JRPGs and RPGs in general.
Which is sad because three of us right now are RPG fans. So
Sure.
you know,
Yeah.
I mean, from my perspective personally, like it's like I don't know how I could be a gamer if I didn't love RPGs in a way, or like I wouldn't be nearly as into gaming as I am if RPGs weren't part of it, you know? That's like a
hmm.
core part of why I'm a gamer.
I mean, I have to admit that's a good percentage of my collection there
Hmm.
is just JRPGs.
Yep. Mine too. I mean,
Yeah,
that's what I
same.
like to collect. I mean, that's the stuff where it's like, okay, and I like collecting it too, because in part because it's kind of a niche thing, like our community is not the biggest, right? Like there's always going to be more people that are into the other kinds of games, probably. Even though our community's grown a lot, and certainly in the last decade, it's grown unbelievably. But still, I feel like it's a pretty niche thing.
Well, and on top of that, unfortunately, RPGs seem to be frowned upon in our community.
Oh yeah, you mean in Discord and stuff? Yeah, yeah, sure, absolutely. If that's why I DM you all my Final Fantasy memes because nobody
Right?
else is gonna get it or care.
Yeah.
But now I'll do it for you too, Ikun, since I know you're into the RPGs as well.
Right.
So, I mean, overall, guys, what are your thoughts? Like, um, with the Game Awards, like at least some of the things that we've kind of gone through. You think it's a little bit more for like those video game snobs? Do you think the things that you actually enjoyed and played this year are actually going to win? Um,
What do you
if you got to
think?
play.
Yeah, you can go first, Ikun.
Well, I was just gonna say, I mean, especially with Claire Expedition, for it being an indie dev game and for it to have as much praise as it gets, I mean, honestly, I feel like the Game Awards should, if anything else, show people that hey, indie dev games are good games. Like I
Hmm.
mean, sometimes you're going to run into an absolute, crap game by a dev or by an indie dev studio. But you take games like, Clair Obscur or things like Shovel Knight, and these are absolute gem of games that we want to have. And, the AAA studios are kind of avoiding these ones. And I feel like something like the Game Awards can, shine a light on these developers.
Hmm. No, I agree. I mean, they have a big opportunity to do so anyway. And you can see just with the nominees this year, what we got three indie games for Game of the Year, right?
Yep, yeah. I mean, um, because I
That's
mean,
pretty
t
cool.
yeah, because I mean, Supergiant Games has been around for a while, but I mean, they're still an indie studio. Same thing with Team Cherry
Hmm.
and in Sandfall Interactive. So, I
Um,
mean,
and indie is like, I mean, if you're really into following video games and the culture and everything, like like indie studios are what are pushing boundaries now. Like that's where the cutting edge is for game development. It's not in the major studios, at least as far as I can tell. They seem to be mostly focused on just polishing what they've already done in the past. They're not really like trying a lot of new stuff. What do you guys think about that? Is that fair?
well, I think it's more along the lines of that, a lot of the game development companies are more risk averse. So yeah, you're going to see a lot more of let's do a remaster or a remake instead of branching out to do something new. Where like you look at the level of quality that went into Expedition 33 and even like Hades 2 and Silksong, those games looking beautiful.
Oh
They're
yeah.
fun and they're definitely catching the eye of most gamers. They definitely deserve to be on here. And I think that they have a little bit more, indie studios have a little bit more creativity and they can put the money and time and passion into these things without having, executives cracking down and saying, hey, you got to get this game done and it's unfinished when it comes out. Luckily, when we get products that are released by indie studios, they're finished.
Hmm.
They're not stuck in some kind of weird state where, oh, yeah, you can still fund this game. We'll give you betas until then, and then eventually, here you go. It's not stuck in some kind of like alpha loop, like like Star Citizen with all that stuff.
Right. And it's also more affordable. Like all of these games are more affordable than
Hmm.
the AAA stuff. So that's another thing that I think is just huge right now with how much prices have gone up, like we were talking earlier,
Yeah.
for different things. I mean, that's to me, I really appreciate it as a consumer that they try to be really competitive with their pricing.
That's one of the things I have to say, too. And I need to let Ekun say what he was going to say about on your question, but there has been some really good games that came out this year that were on the more budget title side, like
Hmm.
30 to even $50, which is great considering like some of these AAA titles are 70 to $80 or $85, or if you want the deluxe edition, it's almost $100. It's
Yep.
and most of the stuff you get in them was just digital stuff instead of actual physical things.
Hmm.
But
Oh, that's why like I generally don't do collector's editions anymore because mostly it's like a digital card or a card to claim some digital thing, in a nice package, but it's like why would I pay almost double what the game costs for stuff like that? It's like that's crazy.
mhm.
I mean that's just
Well,
my perspective. Yeah.
well, don't you love it when they include the digital art books or like
Yeah.
The
the
soundtrack,
soundtrack for an
Right.
additional like $10, and you're like, why on earth would I want this unless it was like
Right.
an actual physical item?
Exactly. It's like if it was a CD, or back in the PS3 days, I bought the BioShock 2 special edition with it had a CD
the
and a
wrecker.
vinyl record.
Yep.
And I was like, this is I said this was long before Mandalorian came out, but I said in the store when I saw it, this is the way. Like this is what I want,
Well,
you know.
dude, you think about it too, in that same token too, is like, oh yeah, we give you a digital art book, a digital soundtrack, but it's only you can only put the code into your console, so it's locked to the console. So it's
Right.
not like you can transfer your to your computer, so you can have it on your phone
Hmm.
or somewhere else.
I mean, the least they could do is give you like a little USB drive, and you could just plug it into your console, your PC, or whatever, with all the files on it. That'd be kind of nice if it was something unique to the franchise. Um,
Mhm.
and I could see that having some actual value if it's a limited edition type thing.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I just don't think that collectors and limited edition stuff is really worth the price of admission anymore. Um,
And it just depends on the studio. And then like with Metroid Prime 4, there is no collector's edition, which kind of sucks because with Dread, we got a collector's edition, came with an art book
hmm
and it came with some other stuff.
Yeah.
It just seems like they're not wanting to put forth the time and creativity to it. And I feel like even when we get a new Zelda game or a new Mario, we're just gonna get a game
Yeah.
and it won't be anything spectacular with it unless if you're
Well,
in Japan.
the Mario stuff, Mario games don't usually have like collector's editions, do they? I haven't seen a lot of them, and if there
Not
are.
here, if there
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Yeah, it must be more of a
Because
Japanese
like
thing. I
even
know we get
the
some Zelda stuff, but it's more, even that's not, it's not a ton of it.
Or even the come on, Resident Evil Requiem, right? We're getting
Mm,
a steel book. There's nothing special about
right.
it, but like if you get the Japanese version, there's a statue of the main character
Yeah,
that
see, and
kind of
that
goes
that's
in
actually
line
what,
with.
yeah, that's what sh they should do, I think. Like now it should be, if you're gonna do a collector's edition that's like 150, $200, like it needs to have a statue in it
Mhm.
of something really cool. If you're not gonna do vinyl, or CDs, a soundtrack, which by the way, if I actually bought a collector's edition, that's actually what I would really want. I
As a vinyl
want I
soundtrack.
I want vinyl or a CD soundtrack or both, really, and I don't want selections from the game. I want the whole
You want the whole
soundtrack.
soundtrack? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and I don't care if it's 5 discs. I want the whole thing. Because I'm buying the collector's edition because I'm a mega fan. So give me the whole thing. Like I don't understand why they don't do that more.
Well, and that's what sucks too, because the Snake Eater or the Metal Gear
Delta?
Delta had a this crappy snake in a box with him like this with his Kodak and in his backpack on the branch, and it was and when you saw the figure it was like no detail whatsoever. It was like
Hmm.
Wish.com version, but if you got the
Oh man.
Japanese version of the game, the collector edition, you got this awesome detailed bust of Snake,
Yep.
and I'm like, why didn't we get this?
Hmm.
I would
Yep.
pay money for this, but no, we
Yeah,
didn't
I
get it.
I would have too. I mean, that's one too I would have considered for sure.
Hmm.
Just for the collecting aspect of it. Um, the Arkham games had some cool collector's editions back in the day, the statues and things. Like I never had them, but I thought they
Hmm.
looked cool. I
Yeah.
mean, I really feel like that's where collector's editions peaked, was like PS3, 360 era.
We got some really good ones for the PS4,
Hmm.
but um they just started going downhill after that. Because I mean
Yeah.
that the Phantom Pain one was cool with Venom Snake's his robotic arm and stuff. But it's just yeah, it's not the same anymore.
Yeah. And I
Well,
think maybe it is like people just don't care enough. Like they're not willing to spend enough money. Like the companies look at, well, how many of these units can we realistically sell? You know, and
Mhm.
I don't know, maybe they just didn't do well in general.
well, here's the thing too: is you also have to factor in is how many digital versions of this game are going to sell compared to how many physical versions are going to sell.
Hmm. Yep.
Because they definitely have the the digital side locked down anyway, and most people are buying digital nowadays anyway. So it's one of those things where it's like, why would we bother doing that when they're just going to download it anyway?
Hmm.
Right, right.
Yeah. And I can see that, especially for the younger people too, because um I know that younger gamers just really, a lot of them don't care about physical at all. Like not even a little bit. So, and I get it. Like if you grew up with, the PS3, maybe it was your first system or something, or the 360 or maybe even the PS4, it's like, yeah, why would they care about physical games? They've been able to buy digital games from the beginning.
Well, and then you look at the fact that like it's very niche for physical collectors, honestly, from the general public perspective. Because if more people were physical collectors, I think it would be there would be more of an impact. Like
Hmm.
there would be more of it in the market. There would still be physical movies to be found at Best Buy or
Sure.
a wider range of libraries that you could purchase from. But it's the convenience, right?
Yeah. No, no, it's true. But I think that the convenience factor for me, at least personally, is I don't want to necessarily buy a bunch of new games digitally, because to me it's like, well, why would I pay the same price when I could
Right.
get the physical copy,
Hmm.
and I don't have to be dependent, or hopefully as dependent on servers to exist in 20 years for me to be able to play the game. Uh, and, like that's the difficult part of digital for me personally. And that's why Game Pass to me was so amazing. It's like $10 a month and I can play like 100 games. Yeah, that's what it should be. Like it should be like Netflix at the beginning, right? Where it's like
Oh yeah.
you pay one reasonable fee, and we can all play, whatever we want on these services. I think and I don't know what's going to happen with what they've done with the prices. You said it's like $30 a month now.
Yeah,
I mean,
for everything.
there's definitely not going to be as many people renewing.
I mean,
Um,
I'm looking at moving away from it. Like
yeah,
I barely play on my Xbox as is unless I'm playing with friends, and I'm not going to get rid of my stuff because there's still things I want to still play on it that I have on that console, but I can do everything on my PlayStation.
I mean
And
that really adds up. I mean, you're pushing $400 a year,
yeah,
I mean,
you
that's a lot.
that's just Xbox, and you factor in if you got Nintendo for their stuff, that gives you the virtual Game Pass, the
Right,
you can still play online with no problem, but you get certain extra bonuses with doing their family plan versus or
right.
their online process. And then same thing with Sony. Sony, I think, has the most expensive one, but
Yeah,
you do get more. You get to be able to you have a constant stream of games that you can just download and have
right,
for the lifetime of your PlayStation thing.
right.
And then on top of that, you have the ability to stream games. So
Hmm.
they have a library of games that you can just stream and play, and it works very well as long
Well,
as you have a
you can do that with Ultimate though. Game Pass Ultimate. Like you can stream a lot of games on like your PC or
Mhm.
whatever.
Yeah,
Like I mean just the cloud-based gaming stuff, which is very cool. I have to say, like as a Dead by Daylight player, I love that because it meant that I could get into games immediately. I didn't have to download any updates because the server already had the latest patches and
patches
everything.
you just play.
And
Yeah,
that game gets patched all the time. Like it's just constant. It's such a pain in the ass if you want to play it. You always have to count on like, okay, I'm gonna have to let it download the updates for an hour or two before I actually want to play. Cloud gaming gets you past that, and it's like you're
it
just
does.
instantly on the latest version. I loved it. Am I gonna pay $30 a month for it? No. But it's very cool, still. But I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. I just thought that was related.
No, I mean, but I mean, you think it boils down to the fact that like how many games do you buy a year, and if it is justified to be cheaper than you buying physical games every year or digital games, then it might be beneficial to a person to spend $400
Yeah.
because um I don't want to talk about how much I spend on money on games and stuff.
Yeah.
But the it has its benefits, but I think that hopefully Microsoft will realize that, hey, this price point isn't going to be viable for
Mhm.
majority of their fan base of their
Yeah.
consumers, and they drop it down to $20. Um,
I think that because if they could actually like put it on Nintendo and Sony, like everyone who's got a Nintendo or a Sony console could suddenly buy Game Pass, you know, and they make it a reasonable price. I really think that's going to be game over. Like Microsoft actually wins and like Xbox wins,
yeah,
is probably like really like if you actually look at what the numbers are going to be, if they make it a reasonable price to where you and me aren't going to cancel it, it's still like so much value we can't say no to it.
constant
They
money, a
Mhm.
constant flow of money in the hand, regardless of what it is better than a large sum of money hitting your hands every so often.
Yeah, and that's the thing, right? Like I still have my Game Pass just because I prepaid for like multiple years on a conversion deal. It doesn't
Hmm.
even expire until like the end of 26, I think.
Nice.
I'm not renewing it though. I already know I'm not renewing it at the current pricing structure. Like
No.
that's going to be it. Um and I'm as a fan, I'm an Xbox fan. I love the Xbox. That it's kind of sad. Like I don't like that I feel like I've been put into this position where I'm not gonna use the Surface anymore.
Yeah, I do too. It sucks because Xbox has been around for a long time, and to see them go, because like competition breeds innovation,
Sure.
and if we're not going to have that competition between Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft, even with Valve does it. They're not going to be in competition with Nintendo or Sony at all. PC market it has never been affected by the console market ever. So
I don't know though, Vince. Like I feel like that could be a wild card they've got in the back somehow they've gotten hardware deals, very favorable contracts. Man, if they release that thing for $600, that is gonna disrupt the whole landscape of console gaming.
Oh, it will.
You
It
know,
will.
like
I mean,
um
affordability for entry level people will be great, especially if they, somebody has a Steam account, they've had it for decades, and they have like 200 games. All they need to do is buy a console, and then they're good to go, you
yep,
know? So
that's
I
it.
feel that I don't know, I feel that they're going to become stagnant because everything is going to be because like that was whole part of like having all these games or these consoles because the exclusivity of it or being able to play with your friends who may have one console and then playing with another group of friends because they have a different console,
Hmm.
and then finding the games that you enjoy that you're going to play and stuff like that. But
And I think we should just be past that now in 2025. Like I really feel uh like we shouldn't have exclusive servers anymore. Like PC players should be able to play with console players.
yes,
I know
crossplay.
PCs can outperform and yes, at more frames, whatever. That doesn't mean I shouldn't be able to play with my friends who have a Switch 2 or an Xbox or,
Hmm.
whatever. Like it just shouldn't be that way. It's like, yes, I'll have an advantage if I'm running a high-end PC, sure, but like just give us the ability to do it, you
Yeah,
know.
I agree.
Um it's not that hard. Sorry. I feel like I was rambling there.
No, 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 you're fine. You're fine. It all goes part of the conversation. So, any last words, guys, before we wrap up for tonight?
Not necessarily. I mean, honestly, when it comes down to the game awards, I do hope Claire Expedition wins. Again, just because of the fact that, I'm a huge fan of indie games just because like there's been a lot of good that has come from it, and it's one of those things that's going to show people that hey, these aren't just, your run of the mill games. Like this is something you should invest in. Like this is something
Mhm.
you should take a look at.
Yeah, it's worth the money to buy, those games, especially since so many of them are cheaper than the AAA stuff.
Hmm.
Um, Still blows my mind. Claire Obscur released for like $50, right?
Yeah, like
I think.
40 something, 49.
Yeah, that's just
Um,
incredible to me.
yeah,
Um,
I mean, beautiful game, beautifully voice acted. The visuals are outstanding. The music it's a whole other character on its own.
hmm.
It is something that everybody should try. Yes, it is difficult with some of the stuff, but you can. I'm hoping that they're going to release something that makes it a little bit more accessible for everyone to enjoy the story because it's something that I feel that everyone should experience because of the tonal discussion of things that are going on with the characters and what's going on in the world. Um, because it deals with a lot of disorders. I mean, like, or just situational problems, losing friends, grieving and how to grieve and how to not give up when situations look dire. And yeah, I just feel like I hope it wins across the board because it does give a finger to all those AAA titles that have been making slop for a while that
Hmm.
have stopped making great games that we enjoyed for so many years that they should be able to spend time doing that instead of going and making the low-hanging fruit of a game with whatever mechanics they feel is easiest for the general public instead of making things that are niche for everyone or niche for each group because like I love the Final Fantasy VII remakes, but I want them to be turn-based. I mean, I don't mind it.
Hmm.
I play Devil May Cry. I'm good at that stuff, but it's a Final Fantasy game and it needs to be an RPG, and the whole point of an RPG is turn-based and things like that. But you can make anything you want to, but it's just hard when you don't get enough turn-based games in the RPG genre anymore.
Yeah.
And Clair Obscura proved that you can make a game that people enjoy and it's still turn-based with something new, something different that wasn't ever added into a general RPG like that. Being able to dodge, parry, and interact with
Mm.
combat, and you know, learning how to do timing and getting better at it. So
Yeah, it's great. I'm so glad that it's gotten so much attention, and I'm really hopeful that it wins as well, and that sends a very clear message to the major studios to hopefully alter course in a productive manner to where we get, just better games. We start getting more innovative games again, from everybody, not just indie studios.
yes, and just something that I'll add before we wrap up the episode. One of the things that is kind of scary that companies are laying off their workforce to use AI for generating art
Mm,
assets and content and things like that. And it's like you're losing the perspective of an individual who may write something or tell a story or act a certain way based off an experience they had in their life versus a computer that can only interpret what it reads or is told. So it's happening in games, it's happening in movies, and I don't know where our entertainment's going to go in the future. And I kind of question how things are going to go for our kids,
hmm
or though for those that have kids, what they're going to experience.
I mean, at
No,
least they'll be able to watch Terminator 2 in 8K, like in like perfect VR.
maybe they'll make a Terminator game using it, nothing but AI.
There you
Yeah,
go. Yeah, I'll
right.
play it. But all right, guys, thanks for being on the episode. This was fun.
Yeah. Thank you for
So
having us.
yeah.
Thank
Um,
you.
anytime, anytime. You guys are always welcome back on. You just let me know if the topic's something you wanna be on and discuss with. But everyone, thanks for being here and watching the episode. We hope you enjoyed it. This episode will probably be out after Thanksgiving. So I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. And getting ready for the holidays. But other than that, we'll catch you next time. Peace out.